The Chiefs just signed Hollywood Brown, but Xavier Worthy was arrested for domestic violence charges, and we're going to talk about it.
You're listening to All Chiefed Up.
Well.
What's up?
How's it going, Chiefs Kingdom? What a freaking Saturday morning. It's getting wild out there in Kansas City.
Never a dull moment in the offseason, Steve.
No, but it's the usual, right? It's the usual. The Chiefs are the new Raiders. That's all.
Same-o. Okay, well, let's start with the good or the bad. You want the good or the bad? Let's go with the good. Chiefs just signed Hollywood Brown, baby. They got him on a one-year deal up to $11 million per Adam Schefter, per Ian Rappaport, per everybody. So this is good. Steve, we knew that Brett Veach was wanting to do this. This was something he had spoke about already. Chiefs getting Hollywood Brown back. It's another one-year prove-it deal. I thought Hollywood was going to have a lot more interest in the open market, but I guess he said, look, I'm here. I want to prove it. I want to be with Patrick Mahomes another full season. $11 million. That's a little more than I think he got last year total. It's up to $11 million. So we'll see. It's probably a little bit incentive-based and this and that. So let's hope he has a really good year this year because Lord knows he's probably going to be the only receiver out there by the end of it.
We're going to need it. So I have no idea what the details are on this Xavier Worthy thing. I guess you've probably looked into that a little bit, but depending on what it is, if it's domestic violence and he is charged, then you know he's gone for at least 4 to 6 games. Like, no doubt about it. So that's probably the best case scenario at this point. We don't know the rest, so we'll find out about it. But yeah, if you're a Chiefs wide receiver and you do really well your rookie season, you're going to do something slap nutty in the offseason. It's just a rule.
Well, yeah. Well, here, this is what. If you've been under a rock, wide receiver Xavier Worthy was arrested Friday night in Williamson County, Texas. Criminal charge of assault against a family or household member by impeding their breathing or circulation. So strangulation is the claim. Here you go. This is his thing, 5'11", 169. I feel like he lost a little weight in the offseason here. But anyways, there it is at the bottom. Assault, family, household member, impeding breathing, circulation, blah, blah, blah. This is his mugshot up close if you want to take a look at that beauty. Looks the same. His lawyer actually put out a statement, though, Steve. It says, we are aware of the allegation that led to Mr. Worthy's arrest. We are working with law enforcement in Williamson County to ensure that they have the benefit of the totality of the circumstances that led to this allegation. The complainant, which means his fiancée, was recently asked to vacate Mr. Worthy's residence upon discovery of her infidelity. She has refused to do so and made a number of extortive efforts prior to resorting to this baseless allegation against Mr. Worthy. We will continue to cooperate with the Williamson County authorities, and we have full faith that their investigation will support Mr. Worthy's innocence. They're saying that he found out she cheated on him. He asked her to leave. She didn't, so she called the police, or she got mad, claims he choked her out. It's all extortive, that she's tried this before. This is Xavier Worthy's fiance, by the way. Her name's Tia Jones. I think she ran track at Texas. I mean, fiance.
Well, imagine that, Mike. A woman with no loyalty trying to get you in trouble.
Well, look, we don't know the facts. And I think this is a lot of people don't know the facts. Like, did he really do anything to her? If he did, he needs to be hit with whatever charges he gets.
Right.
If he didn't and it's extortive, she needs to get in trouble because that doesn't fly either because that hurts victims. So
they don't get in trouble for that.
Yeah, and back and forth. It is what it is. We've got to let it come out. But Steve, I'm getting tired of just all this. Like, I'm tired of this. Every offseason, like every time we hit a wide receiver, they have to go get in trouble in Texas. Can we keep these people out of Texas?
Mike, it's not even just the good ones. Our wide receiver that don't even do anything ever, Justin Ross, got in trouble for choking his grandma or something. Do you remember that?
I do. Remember. It was something wild. Dude, I don't know what it is. But I did manage to get live footage, though, of Rashee Rice in the courtroom as Xavier Worthy was being arraigned for the charges. I got that. Here we go. Live footage of that. That's Rashee Rice as Xavier Worthy walks in. I don't know, man. What's going on with our wide receivers, dude?
It's wild. It's wild. I don't know. Don't even care at this point. Like, at this point, like, if they get arrested in the offseason or they do something really stupid, I don't even care. Kareem Hunt his ass. Let's go on somewhere else. Whatever you got to do. It doesn't even matter anymore. I'm so tired of it. Just stay out of trouble. It's not that hard. The Hollywood Brown signing, though, that's exciting. That's exciting. We were hoping they would do that anyway. I know Buffalo was a huge player trying to get Hollywood Brown. He said, nay, Buffalo. You suck. Why would I want to go to you? So here he is. He's back for 1 year. And obviously, looks like it was a good move. Was this a desperation call after Xavier Worthy got his ass in trouble? Was Brett Veach like, oh, shit? And he calls up Hollywood Brown. Like, no.
I mean, you think it correlates the way. Here's what I think happened. They probably had this on the back burner. They're probably going to release it over like maybe Monday. And then when this happened, they were like, just got to release this now.
I don't think that's what happened. I think he called him. I think Brett Veach rolled out of bed. He slept in because it's Saturday. He woke up to this news.
I got one reason why that's not true. If that were true, Hollywood would have got at least $15 million per year because he'd have said, "I ain't signing for that."
$11 million, $3 million more than he got last year.
He would have said, "Bump it up." Look, he said, "I want an extra million for every wide receiver that gets arrested on your team." And look, this is not good precedent for whoever we have to now draft this year. They're going to be arrested in just another year.
It's only a matter of time before you go to jail.
This is also another thing that I just thought of, and Hollywood re-signed, but if this turns in to a re-signing of Justin Watson or Mecole Hardman, I swear to God, I will drive.
You know it's going to.
I will drive to Kansas City and kick Xavier Worthy in the crotch.
Kick him right in the nuts, brother.
If he single-handedly calls this, and Rashee Rice might get a dong punch too. I'm tired of it. Don't bring me back. I don't want these dudes back. Like, we're trying
so you have to
purge.
think about something. Think about something.
The mediocrity.
You have Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy both panned out, both great players, could be huge for this offense. You go sign Hollywood Brown back, so you're thinking those three receivers on the football field, but technically for a quarter of the football season next year, it could be neither of the two.
Right.
Really depending on how things work out.
It's going to be the two idiots they signed back.
It's going to be Mecole Hardman and Justin Watson.
And Justin Ross, and they're not going to cut Sky Moore, so that's going to be your four. So we got to draft one. Steve, did this change the draft plans? Do we have to now consider another wide receiver in the late first, because that's essentially a second?
All right, I'm going to ask you this question again.
Or do you think they can hold up?
I'm going to ask you this question one more time. I'm going to ask you now. If Luther Burden falls to the end of the first round, do you think Brett Veach is going to pass on him?
You might have to take him now.
I told you.
You better do an extensive background check on Luther Burden. I'm tired of getting these guys.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we draft. They're not like that already. Once they're drafted by the Chiefs, something inside them triggers, and they're like, I got to do something really dumb after my rookie season.
Maybe going to the Super Bowl every year, you just start to feel invincible. Rashee Rice had a few character concerns coming out of college, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't hear nothing about Xavier Worthy having anything like that. And look, he's claiming innocence. He's claiming his girlfriend, his fiance, is extorting him. That's been known to happen. So that's why we got to let this play out.
Well,
did he really do it or not? I don't know.
Tyreek Hill kind of proved that happened against him once. He had a voice recording. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is not out of the realm of possibility for these ladies out here. They're money chasing. They're whatever they are. They're not loyal. None of them. So, I mean, it's what it is.
Like a Jay-Z song right now. These hoes ain't loyal.
Do I need to start rapping?
Please don't. But look, I'm going to say this. I don't know who's right or who's wrong. I don't want to trash her. If this really happened, he needs to get in trouble. If again, it didn't happen and she's saying it because maybe he really found some stuff out and kicked her to the curb and she thinks the money train left, that's another, that's another one. So we got to let it play out. The Chiefs already know about it, Steve. They're digging in info. But I think the Chiefs got to start doing stuff more internally to try to prevent stuff like this. I don't think they were hard enough on Rashee Rice or anything last year. You know what they should have done? The Chiefs should have implemented a 2 to 3 game suspension right off the rip.
Right. I agree.
That would have maybe stopped some of it, and then maybe that also allows Goodell to not come in and hit you so hard if he thinks you're taking it into your own hands. But if you just keep seeing the same team with the same issues every single offseason, the NFL is going to hit you harder than they think.
Well, it looks like Andy doesn't have control of the locker room, and they're just going crazy. Is what
Looks
it
like
looks
Rashee Rice might get hit harder in proxy because of this now, because now they might just push one down on the Chiefs.
Yeah, for sure. If you're just coming in, appreciate you being here. Do us a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're going to be doing Chiefs content forever and ever. It never stops. There is no off season. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. And all the things that we're saying today, they're in jest. So don't freaking go crazy and get sensitive. They're called jokes, people. We have no idea what actually happened. We don't know what's real and what's not yet.
Steve,
we'll get to that.
Nobody understands what a joke is. They can't.
It's
do
okay. You know, somebody at least is going to cry about it. Be like, they hate women. You know, it's like, come on, shut up. But yeah, you got to make light of this situation. It's so annoying. It's every season, dude. Every time the Chiefs hit on a star player, I mean, all the way back to Kareem Hunt, something stupid has to happen. It never stops. I mean, honestly, here, Patrick Mahomes is the only one. Is the only one that hasn't went out and done something absolutely idiotic. And do you think at this point he's going to be like, you know what? If everybody else can do it, I could do it too. I cut my hair.
F it. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna go to the local 7-Eleven and jack a pack of Pop-Tarts.
He's
and get
going to get some
arrested for
Pop-Tarts.
it.
Unfrosted ones even.
He's going to say, look, I'm not even going to get the frosted flavor. I'm going to get the nasty-ass blueberry unfrosted, and I'm going to put those in my pants pocket. Screw Jameis Winston and the crab legs. I'm about to go get a Pop-Tart.
Right, well, we're going to get to the chat right now, but first I'm going to say one thing and one thing only here, Mike. I think this is all the more reason to go out and trade for DK Metcalf. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. And then if everything works out, you got 4 of them on the field. It's impossible to guard. So let's just go ahead and get to the chat.
There weren't 2 first rounds. If you could get them for a first round, if you could give them,
they're not going to get 2 for
just
them.
check this though. If you have to, you're not going to get 2. But if you have to give up your 31st pick in the first round,
I'd give it away in a heartbeat. Right now,
I think I would too. I
wouldn't
think
even
a proven
think about
one,
it.
just because. Look at Felix, look at Clyde, and then
I
you're
wouldn't even
better
think
off to
about
hit a guy that's proven.
You know, and everybody wants to talk about DK Metcalf. Oh, he's a prima donna. He's got a bad attitude. He's wild. He's a wild card. We don't know what he's going to do. Look at what we already have, people. When's the last time DK Metcalf got arrested for domestic or running people over? It hasn't.
Steve,
so
if he's rumored to be with the Chiefs,
there.
That's coming tomorrow.
Good grief. Anyway, Michael Flores with the 5 bomb says, did you just see the Hollywood is coming back? Absolutely, brother. That's what we're doing. And then we got 2 bomb from Hannah. It says, read Xavier's attorney statement. We're ahead of the game. Ahead of the game, baby. Another 5 bomb from Hannah says, I'm on family I'm in family victim advocacy, I think is what that's supposed to say. Cops needed to see the physical video evidence to arrest and book him on criminal assault. Just sharing. If that's the case, and they already saw it, then it's on video. That's not good for Xavier Worthy. So we'll see how that goes. And then we got a 5 from JCP who says, just let the boy watch. Worthy hasn't frowned since 2006. Please tell me it ain't so. Are the Chiefs going to restructure or make any moves? I'm getting antsy. Well, they made the move on Hollywood. We got him back. Do you think they chill or do you think they overreact to this news? What do you think? Because the Chiefs know more than we do. They're already gathering information, which means they already know exactly what happened. Hopefully he didn't go in there and lie to their faces or over the phone, whatever, because he's probably still in jail. Who knows what's going on? Either way, hopefully it just goes the best it possibly can. And do you think that the Chiefs management, Brett Veach and all those guys, do you think they overreact and they're like, hey, dial up DK, take my first round draft pick. We got to have something here in case all these slapnuts are suspended.
I don't think they do. I don't think they overreact. They may be more willing to pursue things they've already been interested in. But I would say, look, if you announce the DK Metcalf trade tomorrow, I don't think that's an overreaction to Xavier Worthy. I think that we already knew Brett Veach was barking up that tree already, right?
Barking up that tree.
He's barking up that tree. He's pissing on that leg.
Where is Chiefs Kingdom, by the way? 443 people in here. Xavier Worthy got arrested. If that doesn't even get you off the couch and on YouTube, I don't know what does. Y'all hit that like button real quick. It takes 2 seconds. We got to get more of these slap nuts in here. What are y'all doing? We just forgot the Chiefs existed because they got their ass beat in the Super Bowl?
Steve, they don't need to know. Look, ignorance is bliss. I would be having a good Saturday But instead, I have to be doing Chiefs content 24/7, and this is the crap I got to do all day. So, look, I had a bad day yesterday, and they're trying to ruin it today. Xavier Worthy tried to piss all over my day today. And you know what?
Absolutely.
Brett Veach come in and said, don't stress, Michael. $11 million.
It never freaking fails every offseason. The one day I get to freaking sleep in, I wake up to some idiotic news from one of the slapnut Chiefs players who just lost their damn minds. I'm tired of it, Mike. Can they just let me sleep?
Dude, as soon as Wednesday rolls around, Brett Veach will have you up at midnight, 2 a.m. announcing mediocre
Why do they
signings.
do that to us?
Hey, he'll be up here signing 1-year contracts to mid players all night long that you got to cover. And I'm excited to do it.
It's like Groundhog's Day around this place, you know? It's insane. Hannah with the 2-bomb says it's Sky Moore season. Oh, watch out, guys.
Bring him back.
Hey, if he gets one reception or one touchdown, he's going to go out and speed or something. He's going to do something crazy. It doesn't matter.
I think Sky Moore's avoiding success in Kansas City because he don't want to be a
He
felon.
don't want to get in trouble. That's exactly what
So
it
maybe
is.
Sky Moore's been playing all of us. We thought we were the guys in charge here, saying Sky Moore sucks. He's ass. And Sky Moore's like, no, y'all trade me
I don't
first.
want to be good. I don't
Trade me first. I don't want to be on this team and be successful.
Got the 5 from Dub Freak. Says we now have 17 players that have been arrested since 2015. 17 players. You're right. We need some better leadership in the locker room or babysitters 24/7. Lock them up. Put them give them ankle bracelets or something for the off season. If you're Andy Reid, like if you leave your house, we're sending people out.
Here's
to
what I
stop
do.
you.
If
Like,
you
what do
sign a contract
do?
with the Chiefs, you do not have freedom anymore. As soon as you sign the contract, we put you in a cell under Arrowhead Stadium, and you are now locked up throughout your entire contract. You don't come and go as you please.
They open up
Your
a little
family
slide,
can live with you in the cell.
There's a little slide thing in a metal door, and they put in like a Lunchable for you every once in a while.
No, you stay on your.
Is that
You
what it
get like a
is?
5-star cuisine. You know, you're right there. You've even got your own built-in gym. Maybe that's what they're doing with this new stadium over in Kansas. Maybe they'll build an underground lair where these guys are just monitored 24/7 and they don't get to see the free world.
No kidding, brother. This is getting outrageous. It is. It is. But you know what? I'm kind of used to it.
It's
at this
alleged.
point.
Alleged. This could be extortion.
Alleged. Well, either way, whether it's extortion or whether it's the real deal, it's almost like, are you kind of desensitized to it? Like when I saw it, I was just like, this again.
It just feels like it never is.
Like, what? Yeah, it's like, it was not a surprise. It wasn't like I woke up and looked at it. It was like, oh my God, Xavier Worthy. No, it wasn't like that. It was like, yeah, sure, of course.
Seen that coming.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, what are we doing here?
Hey, what fella are we going to draft this year? I don't know. Let's go out and find the worst wide receiver we can find.
Is that on the list of interview questions from Brett Veach?
Dude, they here's the thing. They tempt fate with it. They took Kamal Hadden last year and got burned. He was on the board. Everybody knew he was a problem, and they drafted him anyway. And look what happened. They had to cut him. Ends up Green Bay, losing an entire 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
So they keep doing this to themselves. They don't learn from past mistakes. But I didn't see anything with Xavier Worthy that led me to believe he was going to be a problem. And he still might not be. This may be he may be telling the truth.
Yeah.
So I do not know. But what I do know is the Chiefs now need to, in the offseason, they need to definitely bring these guys in. And if these dudes aren't freaking choir boys, if they ain't out here giving to charity every dime they ever made, if they're not Harrison freaking Butker, don't draft them. Look, everybody wanted to talk about Harrison Butker because he talked a little bit. I'd rather him talk a little bit than get arrested a little bit. So
No
guess
kidding,
what?
dude.
A bunch of Butkers. Can
Yep.
Butker play linebacker? Can Butker play wide receiver? Put him out there.
Put him out there. Hannah with the 2 bombs says precedent. Omeni was suspended for 6 games.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's kind of, I think that's like the standard now.
He
for any
did.
kind
He
of
choked his girlfriend out in public right on a street corner.
something. I don't know. We don't even know if that was true. They were apparently back together the next, 2 minutes later.
Exactly. And you never seen. That never was like addressed anymore. You never heard about it in court or anything. It just kind of went away.
Yeah.
But the league held up their suspension, so
Yeah. Got a 5 bomb from Greg, says we need to stop drafting thugs. Man, I don't think that's exactly what it is, but I do you think this is more of something of like the age of these kids when they're coming out of college now? Like they're a little younger. The Chiefs are always having to draft somebody and put them out in the spotlight, like Xavier Worthy or Rashee Rice. I mean,
look, I hate to
is that
sound
just-
like a
that's
boomer.
just the regular fallout.
At the extent of sounding like a boomer, That's just the culture these days. These kids, it doesn't matter how good they have it, doesn't matter where they've made it in life, they will always want to be that guy that kind of flexes. You seen his celebration dance where he pulls out a gun in the end zone and gets flagged for it? Remember that one? They've all got a tendency to want to act like they're so tough, and they have no respect for law, they have no respect for rules. This is how they all act. Every single NFL player, every single person that gets drafted acts like this at some point.
Yeah, all these kids, man. It's
It's
definitely
just the younger generation, man.
It's a different generation of kids these days. Horned up with the 2 bomb says 4 tight end sets incoming. What do you think, Michael? We get into 4 tight end sets. Well, one of our tight ends are senior citizen, so there's that. Do they draft tight end? Do they look more at getting a viable weapon as a tight end? Is it a Kyle Pitts move? Is it a sign Mike Gesicki
Dude,
kind
Ricky
of thing?
Pearsall got shot last year.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get Ricky Pearsall on the team last year, and he goes out. I think he actually got shot and mugged.
He was trying to get robbed. Like, they were trying to rob him. But either
still,
way, instead of being like,
is-
hey, here's this Rolex, you can have it. He fought the dude and got shot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, every kid out here is insane these days.
They're wild, bro. They're wild. It's a different breed.
You can't win. Look, you go out, you try to draft Ricky Pearsall, you draft Xavier Worthy, you draft whoever. Just close your eyes, throw a dart. That kid's going to act a fool. The kid's going to act a fool.
It's so bad.
I don't understand, dude. Parents got to be better parents these days. That's what it is.
Yep.
Parents suck.
Our boy Shane with the 2 says completely desensitized. I almost expect it now. That's kind of where I'm at, Shane. It's pretty crazy. 5 bomb from Nick says bring Tyreek home, trade Jones for him. Oof.
No,
that's
please.
a tough one. That's a tough one.
Look, somebody yesterday
Tyreek's like the ringleader of these dudes.
Somebody in our comments yesterday said that they had inside info that the Chiefs already got a trade worked out with Miami.
Did they?
Yeah, some
it
breaking news. Adam Schefter. I don't know who it was, but I don't think it's going to pan out. I think they were lying in the comments.
Yeah.
People
You
know
think-
everything, though. I mean,
You think they were lying, or you think that one random person in the comments just really had the
I think they
inside beat
know.
on that?
I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think they actually know.
Hannah with the 5 says, I looked, Xavier never had any run-ins with the law before. He's innocent until proven guilty. Ex's mother is about to go to Texas and handle this. That's the thing, man. We don't know exactly what happened, so we can make all the jokes we want. You can speculate all you want, but we don't know exactly what happened. It's just pretty annoying that this keeps happening to the Chiefs receivers or Chiefs players in general. It's like, I don't know. And at what point is it just keep yourself away from situations like, you know what? Don't even have a girlfriend. Just you're not allowed to until a certain year in your
I'm
career.
telling you, Julia, if you're
Until
in
you
here right
sign.
now, Yoko Ono's everywhere.
You know what? Until you get outside of your rookie contract, sign your first big contract, you're not allowed to leave the house. You're not allowed to have a girlfriend. Just we got to
I don't
set
think the
these guys
contract
up for
matters.
life, right? We got to set them up for life. We got to let them get their money first. That way they're set. We can't just let them ruin it early. Like, I think that's our due diligence here.
Don't be out here getting engaged. That was a waste of time. Wasted all that money on that ring.
Bucket Bob with the 2 says FML.
I'm not going to let it bother me too bad right now because, again, you still have to let the thing play out, right?
JCP, I thought that when I said it. I about fell over.
He was trying to get robbed.
I mean, he was trying to fight a robber. Same
No.
thing.
Ricky Pearsall was definitely trying to get robbed.
Hey, if you're walking around with a Rolex on,
If you're walking around in a Rolex in the middle of the
yeah,
night,
you have to understand where you're at, okay? And maybe he didn't calculate that.
look, I'm not going to go into the West End of Louisville with a Rolex on at 2 a.m.
No.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing that in broad daylight.
Have you seen the crime rate up here in West Louisville? It's
How about
horrible.
no? Mike, I wouldn't even wear a Casio.
Dude, America has turned into like a freaking third world country. You can't even go to parts of our
It's a
own cities
free-for-all.
anymore. You can't go anywhere. You will get mugged and robbed over a piece of gum.
Anyway, on to the comment. It says, what we need now is the Chiefs to trade for Mahomes for Geno Smith. And then I'll head to the bridge to jump. Okay.
Geno
Hey,
Smith
Geno's
traded
with the
last
Raiders
night, baby.
now.
Yeah.
Geno's a Raider. Totally terrified of that one. I'm so glad the Raiders went out and really beefed it up there. They have Geno now, Mike. Aren't you
Dude,
terrified?
I did see a stat on Geno, and did you know that his entire career in Seattle, when he's played in a dome, which is what the Raiders have, that dude's threw 50 interceptions to only, or 50 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions or something like that.
Yeah, Geno's pretty underrated, to be honest. But
It's pretty wild, like his numbers, how good they were in a dome.
Watching Geno play is like watching paint dry on the wall. So no one thinks about it. But he's gone for over 4,000 yards in like 2 or 3 straight seasons.
So what does that mean from Seattle? If they're trading their guy, does that not mean DK shouldn't be available too?
He's available, bro. He told me once out of there.
What about Charles Cross, the left tackle? How about that? How about
Are they having a fire sale? Are they just over it in Seattle?
Can we trade Xavier Worthy for Charles Cross and DK? Can we do both?
Got a 2 bomb from Hannah. Says wide receiver character MVP award goes to Nico Remigio.
Hannah, don't curse him. Don't curse him.
It's because he hasn't done much yet. He's just a kick returner.
Don't curse him. Dude, Nico's getting arrested tomorrow because of your statement, Hannah. I don't believe you would say this and curse him.
Damn it, Hannah. We got Iron Price with the new membership. Let's go, Iron Price. Suck it, baby. Let's go.
Iron Price is never a new
I'm
member.
not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let the Xavier Worthy crap get me down. I'm going to think more about how Hollywood Brown's back for a year, baby. Maybe we'll get him healthy for an entire season. Do you think that's possible? But here, if you're Andy Reid, do you go out and do you revolve the entire offensive scheme around him in the camp and stuff like they did last year, knowing that if he gets hit the wrong way,
this is what I do now. If it's me, I'm drafting 2 wide receivers this draft. I'm just going to keep the wide receivers in the tank because why? I don't want to have to sign back Mecole Hardman. I don't want to have to sign back Justin Watson. I want to get Sky Moore out the door as quick as I can. So that's 3 that you now have to replace. They're not giving Justin Ross a chance. He's just going to sit on the practice squad for another year or 2 or however long they got him for. So I'm going to go out and keep loading it up because even the guys you are hitting, you've got risk of injury, you've got risk of domestic problems because that seems to be pretty common, or you got both. You got both coming at you. I'm going to go take another. I don't know if I take one in round 1, but I definitely start looking in round 2, and I probably take another flyer in round 4 or round 5. I don't care at this point. I'm stacking as many young, talented wide receivers as I can get.
Do you go out and get an old head like Tyler Lockett that's available?
You may need somebody like that can come in and teach some culture in there and teach these guys how to not be like.
See, I thought D-Hop was doing a good job last year. Like Xavier Worthy went from like
off-season
wide receiver to like really good by the end of the year, and I'm like, dude, look,
D-Hop done went his own way.
D-Hop's already gone.
You think D-Hop gets re-signed now? You think D-Hop will come back on a 1 year now?
D-Hop's already gone. That's the problem. Daddy left, and then Xavier Worthy lost his mind.
Papa Hop left.
Papa Hop? P-Hop.
P-Hop done left. And if P-Hop leaves, the kids will play.
Nick Lowe with the 5 bomb says, just imagine Arrowhead if Tyreek came home and ran out the tunnel to welcome to the jungle. It would be so electric. Man, Nick Lowe's having some dreams, baby.
Nick, they can't even play Welcome to the Jungle. I think the Bengals stole that and ruined it for everybody.
Of course they did.
Dude,
they can play Start Me Up. They can just play the kickoff music.
I don't know if Tyreek will come back or if that's a possibility. But I would kick the tires on it. I'm sure Brett Veach is going to have to do all of his due diligence. He always does. At the end of the day, though, I don't know if any of the trades come to fruition. I think they just have to draft. You got to continue to just draft talent. The way that they do things anyway, Steve, you almost have to draft lots of defense every year because that's what we do. We sign some offense and we draft defense. That's what's kept this thing going. But you've hit on a lot of defensive players. So I think now you just got to keep loading up the wide receiver position. And maybe you can go back, but you've got to take at least 2 wide receivers this year, in my opinion, unless you do some kind of wizardry and get a trade or sign a vet or something.
Luther Burden's a Chief.
I'd rather not. If I was going to take a wide receiver,
that's just how
I'd rather take one in the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th. I think at the end of the 2nd, you could grab a Jaden Higgins. That'd be excellent. I think you get Jalen Noel at the end of the 2nd round. That's where I start looking. I don't want to spend one in the 1st. In the 1st, I want to take best player available. I guess if it is Luther Burden,
that's what I'm
go
saying.
For it.
If he's on the board at 31, is he not the best player available? There's no way he's not.
I don't know.
I highly doubt that. We'll see, though. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. We got the 2 bomb from Hannah. Says this week KC hosted a BYU offensive line prospect for the 30 visit.
Yeah,
another one.
I don't even want to talk about it because we're not doing well with BYU offensive linemen.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed so far is I will say this: there are no offensive linemen in this draft that are plug and play ready, like Joe Alt was last year. There are not any. And I think that some of the guys, like the guy from OSU, the dude from, is it Minnesota? Is that where Arrest played?
Yeah.
Some of those guys are getting very overhyped right now because the Chiefs need a left tackle.
Ariante Ursery, baby. Ariante Ursery's also from KC.
Good. They're good. Don't get me wrong, but they are not ready to take on the left tackle position in the NFL. Max Crosby would eat their lunch. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if the draft is like the answer there. Unless they get DJ Humphries back, they decide to go that route and then draft one of those guys to develop. I don't know. We'll see. But I just think like the draft itself, you're going to have to really hit a lottery for one of those guys to pan out like right off the bat. Horned up with a 10 bomb says KC, where wide receiver careers go to die. Mike, are you surprised they didn't draft Henry Ruggs at this point?
I think they tried. The Raiders didn't want to give up the throne too quickly.
Hey, that's funny. You think the Raiders intentionally drafted Henry Ruggs early because they thought the Chiefs were going to get it, and they're like, watch this. This is going to be hilarious. But what they didn't know was if you were destined to be a Chiefs wide receiver, you're in trouble. So they kind of backfired on them.
I think the Raiders were trying to keep – they're like, look, the Chiefs are already better than us on the field. Now they're starting to out-Raider us off the field. We got to go big here. Draft Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
This may force them into taking somebody crazy this year. The most red flag person ever, they may just reach to the first round for him.
Good grief, man.
Can't out-Raider the Raiders anymore.
I tell you what, this is wild. If you guys are just coming in, appreciate you being here. Do us a favor, hit the like button. If you're watching on X or Facebook, share it out to your friends, family, followers, whatever the hell you got going on over there. Help your boys out. Share this live stream with a friend. We got to get this channel going, baby. We got to get it going. Appreciate all you guys. Man, so best case scenario here is she made it up. Is that best case scenario?
Yeah. Extortion.
And another thing is, get ready for
We're out here rooting for extortion at 1:44 p.m. on a Saturday.
Come on, baby. Big extortion.
Come on, extortion, baby.
That's pretty sad, isn't it? I guess overall, be ready for the casuals and everybody to have their jokes because it doesn't matter if he's innocent or guilty. Those jokes are coming. And I mean, at this point, you can't even argue with these people because the Chiefs are kind of they're in the news every offseason with the same crap. It's insane. Yeah, but like I said, I'm going to enjoy the good stuff, which is signing back Hollywood Brown for a year. Do you think 11 is an overpay for him? And I'm saying that because of what he was paid last year, and then he was hurt for the entire season. It was $8 million, but we did see Tutu Atwell get paid 1 year $10 million. So I think $11 million seems fair for Hollywood, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's about right. We said that Tutu may have priced him out. It didn't because he had to go one higher. But Tutu absolutely brought it up,
better.
Brought the floor up. I told you there's no way Hollywood's signing no lower than Tutu Atwell.
It goes to 11.
Was I right or was I right? Was Hollywood going to sign lower than Tutu Atwell? Ain't no way.
Hell no. Of course not. That'd be crazy.
By the way, this is the Andy Reid with Caleb Etienne, the BYU tackle that they brought in for a top 30. So just so everybody knows.
Andy's too sentimental.
Let me tell you a little bit about Caleb Etienne. 6'8", 320. Okay.
6'8".
Yeah. 6'8", 320. He was an all Big 12 first-team selection in 2024. He started all 14 games at left tackle. He allowed 23 pressures on the season. He gave up 3 sacks, and he improved as a run blocker. That was according to Charles Goldman. If I ever get Charles Goldman's name right,
Mike, I'm going to call up Charles Goldman and tell him to slap you in the nuts.
It's just one of those things where I just always think of Goodman. Goodman is a more popular last name than Goldman. You don't hear Goldman a lot. You hear Goodman a lot.
Goldman's more prestigious.
It is more prestigious, and I need to put him on a prestigious category, I think.
Let's go, man.
Prestige.
Man, geez. What a Saturday morning.
It's wild.
What a Saturday morning. Xavier Worthy, let's just hope that everything's fabricated and crazy. You never know with these young kids. There could have been alcohol involved. There could be 9 million different things. Who even knows anymore? We don't know any of it, so it's hard to speculate. We can joke about it. We can joke about it. That's about it. How long do you think before all these details start rolling out, though? I mean, if she's going to stick with it, if okay, let's play the scenario that it's extortion, that it didn't really happen, if she's just saying it to get him in trouble and blah, blah, blah. How long does this go on? Because if she pushes it through court, then there's a lot of things they can't say, a lot of things they can't do. Could it be one of those drawn-out scenarios like Rashee Rice's case? I don't know. I don't really know how this is going to go.
If she sticks to her guns, then it's going to last a little bit of time. If something happens and she's known, like, hey, we know what you're doing, give it up. It's possible this could just all be dropped pretty quickly. She probably won't get in trouble. If it is extortion, she'll walk away scot-free and then do what she wants to do. And then they'll end up getting back together, and this will happen 2-3 years down the road again.
I wouldn't doubt that a bit.
This is just what happens. So I don't know what's going to happen. And honestly, does it matter? Like, I get tired of even trying to predict what's going to happen with these idiots. I can't even predict what Brett Veach wants to do on a daily basis.
Mike, you were thinking of Goodman. Saul Goodman. Better call Saul, Xavier.
I was actually thinking of John Goodman.
Why John Goodman? Are you saying that Charles Goldman reminds you of John Goodman?
No, I just always think, when I hear Goldman, I always think of John Goodman just because of the last name. Roseanne, baby.
Well, Mike, give me a percentage. How likely is it that Xavier Worthy's cooked here?
I don't think it's that bad. If it comes out that he really did it, he's going to get suspended. But again, if he don't lie to the Chiefs or whatever, he will be back in a Chiefs uniform.
In week 7?
Possibly, but they also could just... Look, what's going to be... I would rather lose Xavier Worthy for an extended period of time than Rashee Rice. I would rather have Xavier Worthy out for 7 weeks and Rashee Rice out for 4 than opposite, I think.
Good Lord. What if they just look, well, fair
might
is
just
fair.
group
We're
them
going to
together
suspend them
and say,
both
look,
the same amount of games.
They said, you two just go to Cancun for the first 8 weeks of the year. Hold hands.
Right.
Get down there. You don't know what the NFL is going to do. Goodell might, like I said, the fact that the Chiefs just keep on with the stuff. They just keep on and keep on. It's like the freaking Miami Hurricanes back in the 90s and the Cowboys back in the... Like a bunch of idiots out here. So the league may just start making big-time examples of these kids. What are you going to... I mean, I don't know. Then again, you've got the Eagles' defensive tackle just... crashes into somebody, kills them, and leaves the scene, and all kinds of stuff, and just gets a smack on the wrist. He gets drafted in the top 5.
Yeah.
Never hears from it again, never gets a suspension.
Yeah. I don't know,
So
man.
the Chiefs are just always under the spotlight now. Nobody likes us. All this is always blown out of proportion.
Yeah. Well, what do you think the Chiefs' next move is? So Hollywood Brown, honestly, them signing Hollywood Brown back was not on top of the list that I thought was coming next. Now, we did talk about that in our top free agencies the Chiefs are going to target. Hollywood Brown was like number 3 on our list, so we knew that they were wanting him back. That was obvious. But what do you think the next move is now? I mean, they have to keep trudging forward. It doesn't matter what Xavier Worthy did or didn't do. Life goes on. Brett Veach has got to do his job. He's still got a lot of work to do this offseason, a lot of holes to fill, a lot of decisions to make. So what do you think's next on the plate here? Because now you're kind of looking, like you said, it just kind of adds another kink into it. Where now all of a sudden you have a wide receiver issue.
If
when
I'm
you
Brett
didn't or shouldn't
Veach,
have.
I've got to now. Look, you've got the wide receiver potentially locked up. No pun intended. If
Good grief.
If Xavier Worthy comes out to be fine here, okay. Either way, you still had to add some young talent at wide receiver. You had to, and you always had the option of maybe bringing a vet in if the money's right. And you've got an option of trading if you get a deal done. So I think that Hollywood at least puts a stopgap there. Now you have to give a little bit of you got to stop the bleeding at the offensive line position. I think my next move would be to sign DJ Humphries back to a 1-year deal. That would be the next thing I would want to see. That adds a little bit of veteran, a little bit of something there at the left tackle position, right?
Mike Polo Jeezy says Ronnie Stanley's the move.
I would love to see it, but look, he's older. He's going to require 20-some million per year, and I honestly think that the Ravens are not going to let him hit the market. I think you will see a Ronnie Stanley signing before Wednesday.
I think that the Ravens are going to keep him.
I think the Ravens will announce on Monday. I think they get it done over the weekend.
Because, Polo, they said they wanted to pay him up to $21 million a year, maybe $23 million.
And if he hits the market, then you're going to have to look at the Patriots, too, and they got a crap ton of money.
They have $120 million.
So here's my thing. I think next for me, he's not the end-all, be-all, But DJ Humphries, I think he's just as good as some of the guys out there right now on the free agent market. I think you give him a full year in the system. You give him a chance to start again. That at least stops the bleeding at the left tackle spot for now and gives you a slight bit of stability with a little bit of veteranship. That's not even a real word. A little bit of leadership. But you still got to look to get better there as well. But I also draft a wide receiver now, and I maybe draft 2 between rounds 2 and rounds 5. Somewhere in that, I probably take 2 wide receivers now, which means Brett Veach now has to maybe double down on a position. He might not. But that's going to take away more draft capital to be able to move around the draft board. Because now you're stuck drafting. You've got to draft these kids now.
Brett's got some decisions to make. And we know he likes to have that draft capital to move up and down the boards in the draft. He don't really have that this year. I don't know. There's got to be some moves coming. Like, in my opinion, I would be on the phones trying to see if maybe you can get a 6th or 7th rounder for like a Sky Moore or a Justin Ross or someone like that you don't use. You're not going to use them. They're just on a practice squad. They're just on the sidelines. Maybe that's how you get some of your draft capital back. There's probably some other players out there. I'm just not thinking of.
Doesn't surprise me now if you see Mecole Hardman or Justin Watson back on a 1 year.
I don't
because
want
of
that.
this. I will guarantee you.
Go kick Xavier Worthy right in the nuts if we have to deal with Mecole Hardman or Justin Watson for one more freaking season. I can't do it, Mike.
I understand.
I can't do it.
But I think if Xavier Worthy doesn't get in trouble, they probably look to bring back one of them.
Just bring back
D-Hop.
D-Hop.
Just can't let these guys go.
Just go ahead and sign D-Hop back for a year. Be like, look, Mr. Hop.
P-Pop.
Could you take a little bit less, man? We almost had your ring. We almost did, but we dropped the ball. Okay? And you dropped the ball in the Super Bowl. So you're kind of on the same wavelength as us. So let's give it another shot. And this makes it to where we don't have to sign back Mecole Hardman or Justin Watson. You think he'll go for it?
I don't know. I think you just
Mike, I'd rather have Kadarius Toney back in here before I took Mecole Hardman for a year.
I think you draft that Justin Watson lookalike. I'm not going to talk about him yet, but I think you just
I know
do
who
that.
you're talking about.
I think that kid can ball out a little bit.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Charlie Jones.
That's what I'm saying. There's a couple guys there you can look at. I think your sweet spot for wide receivers,
about,
I don't think you reach in the first. I think you take best player available.
Doug brings up Juju. You just try to get Juju back for cheap?
I've been saying that all year. I thought Juju was a very important guy to bring back on a 1 year. I think Juju looks fine in our offense.
Hannah, yes, I hit that level of desperation. If it's going to be Mecole Hardman or Justin Watson again, I'll hit that level of desperation.
I
can't keep watching this happen.
Back.
I
would rather have Mecole Hardman over Kadarius Toney.
Mike, you know I don't want that, but that's just where I'm at with it. Like, I'm over it. We're going on 7 years. And you know what? If he signs back Mecole Hardman for 1 year and doesn't try to trade for DK Metcalf, that is a third smack in the face. Just come on.
He has lost so much draft capital on Mecole Hardman.
Yes, he has. It's
At the end of the day, I think Mecole Hardman.
And not only that, but you miss out on having a solid wide receiver.
Mecole Hardman has accounted for what, like 17 picks at this point?
Mike, they could have had a top, 10 wide receiver, a true X wide receiver, a true number one for Patrick Mahomes for his entire freaking career. But no, you traded up to draft Mecole freaking Hardman. Now's the time to fix it, Veach. We don't just keep rolling in our own poo. Come on, man. You shat the bed. You don't got to lay in it. Let's go.
It's got more redemption to it.
Oh, no.
Scott Moore Redemption Tour would be like watching Kiss this late in their career, just trying to like be relevant again.
Jeez. Hannah says, breaking news, Kansas City signed Taylor Swift, wide receiver, to 1 year deal. Jeez,
she may have to start for us the way it's looking.
Her career would be over in a year.
Yeah. If you want to get her off the TV, just get her in a Chiefs uniform, and I guarantee she's arrested for domestic.
Oh, Nick Lowe, don't put this out into the atmosphere. Don't do it.
Daggone it, Nick. Steve, you too, with Kadarius Toney and now this MVS crap. What are y'all doing?
Well, Kadarius Toney got arrested in true I played for Kansas City as a wide receiver fashion last year.
True.
I think he was choking somebody or something. Wasn't it something
crazy?
crazy?
Choking people all the time.
I got to look that up. He was doing something wild. Let me look it up.
Won't they choke their chicken and quit choking everybody else?
I know, right?
Like, good night, dude.
Good grief, guys. Kadarius Toney arrested in Georgia for allegedly strangling a woman.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Chip, I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey.
Like a spider monkey. Go on.
Dude, what are they doing?
I don't know. I don't
They're
know
all,
why
they're
out
all
here
hopped
just
up on
choking
Mountain
everybody.
Dew.
I'm tired of it.
Can't have it. Can't have it. But yeah, did you answer me? Did you say DJ Humphries was your next move?
Yeah, I think I want DJ Humphries back on 1 year. I think that's a good move at this point. And then, of course, if you want to go big, I'd love to see an announcement for DK. We can't sign anybody officially until Wednesday. So, I mean, I guess you could announce a deal. They're not going to announce it this early, but you could announce a deal for I just don't know. Tyler Lockett and all them are fine.
Yeah, it's sad but true.
But they're also old, and they're going to take a little bit of money. And I just don't feel like they fit the Chiefs' MO at this point.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Whatever. It's Saturday, guys. Hope you're having a beautiful Saturday morning.
Yeah, good night.
Did you just tell everybody good night? Are you going back to bed?
Yeah, I'm going back to bed. I'm tired of it. Look, until the Chiefs do something that's positive, until one of these guys are out here acting like Mother frickin' Teresa feeding the homeless, these guys suck. I'm tired of defending them, too. If this turns out to be true, I'm tired of defending them.
There is no defending that if it's true.
There is no defending it. I don't know how many times we have to say this. That is stupidity.
Yeah.
Steve, if somebody walked in today and was like, dude, with a snap of my fingers, I can let you play I can let you play a game for the rest of your life, and you're going to make more money in a week than most people's going to make in a lifetime. And you're going to be like, oh, I'd love to do that. And by the way, in the offseason, I'll just choke everybody out and act stupid and get it all taken away from me. Why is there no, sense of sanity?
It's entitlement, Michael.
It is. This young generation's a bunch of turds.
It's a participation trophy, guys,
It's the entire look. We're crapping all over. We've only got about 3 people in the whole entire chat that's under the age of 50. If you see our metrics,
35, probably a good cutoff point.
Yeah, Chiefs content doesn't tend to sway to the younger crowd. I mean, they're out there, but
there's a few.
It's 40
They'll let us
plus.
know every time you say that. They'll let us know in the chat.
Good. Let me know. I want to see the interaction because you guys don't even talk to me.
We want to know you're there. Look, we got one.
Let's
He
go.
says I'm 21.
Zion 21. Let's go. Zion's probably
baby.
not a slap nut though. He's probably not out here choking people.
Yeah, he's fine. Christian says he's 21 too. Mike,
There you go,
brought him
Christian.
out.
What's up, brother?
Let's go.
Will says wide receivers are idiots. They run as fast and they're dumb.
Let's go, baby. Hey, screw work. Don't worry
Wide
about work.
receivers do have that prima donna mentality, don't they?
They do.
I feel like it's all the little flashy skill position guys. They just think that their shit don't stink. They do what they want. They're always giving praise 24/7. But for some reason, quarterbacks don't tend to be in that kind of trouble unless you're Deshaun Watson.
We got somebody in the chat says Otis Taylor's still alive. Can we bring him back?
No,
Good
he'll
grief.
choke somebody out.
We don't want to tarnish his legacy.
The boy says he's 10. Let the boy watch.
What? Let's go.
I don't know if he's telling the truth, but
He has to
let
be.
the
Look at that
boy
picture.
watch. Let the boy.
No one's just posing as a 10-year-old.
Out here in the world, I don't
Unless
know.
they're wearing...
Let the boy watch.
Watch.
Hannah with the 2 says, I'll take A.J. Brown reading a book versus choking.
He was reading a book on how to choke someone and get away with it.
Yeah, probably. He's an Eagles player.
Idiot's Guide to Choking Someone.
We already discussed that. If you play for the Eagles and you do something crazy, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they don't care.
I mean, look at Jalen Carter.
They'll
Is that
talk
his
you up
name?
in the
Is
offseason.
that that guy's name?
Yeah, Jalen Carter, man. He totally got he'd done a lot of bad stuff and just got away scot-free. Didn't even look at his direction.
Yeah, no one cares about you, fat boy. Get out there and tackle somebody. That's what they said.
Here, I don't want to make sure I'm getting it right. Let me see what he actually did.
He was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were racing, and one of the cars crashed, and like a bunch of people
Jalen
died.
Carter returned to the NFL scouting combine. So this was before he even got drafted.
Yeah.
This was reported by ESPN. In Indianapolis on Thursday, a day after the Georgia star was arrested on charges of reckless driving and racing in connection with a car crash that killed his Bulldogs teammate and a recruiting staff member. 2 people died with him street racing. They never looked his general direction. Never looked at it. Henry Ruggs somewhere in jail right now saying, are you kidding me?
Mike, is there something to this? Do you think if they drafted beefier wide receivers, they wouldn't have
Get
to
a
fight
fat
back?
man playing wide receiver. Fat people don't have time. They can't catch nobody to choke them. Okay. The only
Well, they
thing
don't
they're
have
choking,
to either, you know? Like, their
They're gonna go
girlfriends
out
don't
and-
think... I think the girlfriends have a false sense of confidence that they can beat them up because they look smaller
Me
than
too.
them.
She was bigger
you know?
than Xavier Worthy. I thought she was going to drop
Yeah.
kick him. More than likely, he was the victim. He was probably the one getting choked out.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with that. But here's the thing. You draft a big boy out there to play wide receiver, the only time he's choking somebody if they tell him he can't go back to the buffet for the 4th time. Then he'll choke someone. But I'd rather have that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I'm
Zion
done
says
with
we
it.
should have got Ladd.
Somebody here was preaching about Ladd McConkey all off season. I don't. An Irish man. I don't know. Is Ladd McConkey Irish? But
Ladd
I don't.
McConkey.
Irish
I don't
people
know.
are known to be a little fiery, right? But I've never seen an Irish man in the NFL get in trouble for this.
Because there's not that many. There's like maybe one. Ladd McConkey.
There you go. There you go. Until Ladd screws it up, I guess we're drafting Ladd McConkey's cousin this
I wonder
year.
if he does an Irish jig when he scores a touchdown. I didn't watch. Did he do that?
No.
The leprechauns run out on the field with him and throw gold pieces up in the air when he scores a touchdown.
Here's what we need to do. I think in round 2, you need to look for maybe Jalen Noel. I think he could replace Xavier Worthy when he goes out. And I think round 3, let's just go get Jack Besh too. Let's just have a double dip
I like
wide
Jack
receiver. Would
Besh.
you take Jalen Noel and Jack Besh at the end of the day over this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're going to get Xavier back unless he pulls a Kareem Hunt or something stupid. So
Jack, you could also move around the field. He could also play a little
Yes.
bit of tight end if you need to. So
That'd
I
be a
like it.
nice
Just
little
keep putting
target.
playmakers on the field, and hopefully these cats don't go out here and choke people.
Yeah, you can always hope, man. You can always hope. But you're still going to get woke up
You can get woke up on a Saturday.
on a Saturday.
Frickin'
The one day in 9 months that you got to sleep in, you're going to wake up to that. And that's what's going to happen. They love it. They know how to time it out just perfectly. Appreciate you guys being here, by the way. Thanks for everybody at Super Chat. Thanks for everybody coming in, hitting that like button. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It's the best Chiefs content you're going to get all off season long and during the season. So hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of draft stuff coming up. We got a lot of free agency stuff before that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting, and it's never a dull moment in Kansas City in the offseason, so you never know who's going to get arrested next. So just hit that notification bell. That way we'll keep you up to date on that.
We're going to change the channel name to TMZ Arrested Chiefs or something. I don't know.
Something like that. Do us a favor, hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already, and share this with a friend. And go back and watch our video about Ronnie Stanley. It's a 5-minute video. Go watch that bad boy. We'll see. Put in the comments what you think about it. And Mike, I guess we'll
What a
take this
day.
in. Take this in, brother. I don't know.
What a day.
It's not surprising though. I feel like this is a off-season ritual.
Steve, what's your next move for the Chiefs? You
My next
had me
move?
answer. I said DJ Humphries at left tackle would be a nice little 1 year. Let's try to stop the bleeding there. What do you think before you get
Look.
out of here?
I'm going to say it's a combination.
Oh, Lord.
I think you have to do two things.
Okay.
I think you have to do A to perform B, and A is sign back DJ Humphries. Okay, what that does is that puts some attention on the left tackle position. You got someone there. They're going to have the whole offseason. Maybe he can be viable at left tackle, and then you draft one, of course, to go in behind him. But B, take that first-round pick, and you hawk that off to Seattle, and you get DK.
Hey, I'm down with it at this point.
And you get DK.
Does that does it work? I don't know.
Not only is that giving you a top wide receiver in the game, it's giving you a million different things. It's also giving Patrick Mahomes a vote of confidence. Like, hey, man, we're getting you targets, bro, and we're going to take care of you too. We're going to make sure that you're protected. Just do that, 1, 2, and then I go out in the draft and I continue to still pile into that position.
Steve, I think
I take Jack Besh.
Me and you should be applying for the Mike Borgonzi vacancy. And I think right now we'd be in Brent Veach's ear. We say, look, give up that 31st pick, give up an extra 4th round 2 years down the road if you have to package with him. Or just the first. I don't know. I think the first is a little rich for him, to be honest. But let's just do it first. Let's get DK. Let's get DJ Humphries in on a 1 year deal.
Well,
That's our
here's the
first
thing.
2 orders of business. And I think that Chiefs Kingdom would forget about the Xavier Worthy thing in about 10 minutes.
Just because there are the people out there, there's a lot of people that's like, oh, DK is overrated. He's overhyped. He's this, he's that. Can
He's
I
been
just
playing
please,
with Geno Smith,
Can I just
bro.
please read you this? I'm going to read his stats since 2019 to 2024, okay? 900 yards and 7 touchdowns in his rookie season. 2020, 1,303 yards, 10 touchdowns. 967 yards and 12 touchdowns in 21. 22, he had 1,048 yards, 6 touchdowns. 1,114 yards in 2023, and then last year he had 992 yards. He's basically been a 1,000-yard receiver every freaking year.
Playing with
Geno Smith
in a run-first offense.
Put him on Andy Reid's offense with Patrick Mahomes, and they get their head out of their ass with this offense, and it could be great. It could be great.
He's not even that old. He's only been the year, like 6 years, 7 years.
He was drafted when McCole Hardman was drafted.
So he's got a good 3 or 4 more positive years, maybe even 5.
DK's 27, man. He's 27.
Dude, he can play till he's 32 and be relevant. So you can sign him to a 4 or 5 year deal, at least 3. Bring him into a 3 or 4. I would much rather pay DK Metcalf $80 million than Jawan frickin' Taylor.
Yeah.
Any day of the week. Get it together, Steve. Let's go apply for Borgonzi's job. Come on, we got to make our way to KC.
Do they have is there a place that you can apply online?
I'm calling Brett Veach right now. We're setting up a meeting.
Is there? Hey, if I go to the Chiefs website, is there a careers tab where I can just click to apply for that?
There is.
All right, guys. Appreciate you being here. We're out. We'll see you next time. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
There goes a sight from my soul.